The silent arrival. The blackness of space stretched endlessly, cold and empty, yet within it, a shadow moved with quiet purpose. Humanity's Titan-Class Warship glided through the outer rim, its massive hull cutting through the stars with a silent grace. On board, Captain Alara Voss stood before the command console, her eyes sharp and focused. Every sensor, every screen, every indicator was alive with information, yet the anticipation inside her heart was almost unbearable. This was the moment humanity had prepared for, the first official contact with the galaxy beyond. For centuries, alien civilizations had looked down upon humanity as small, weak, and unimportant. Yet they had never seen the Titan-class, a warship unlike anything else. Its hull gleamed with adaptive armor capable of resisting the strongest weapons known to the galaxy. Its engines thrummed with barely contained power, able to outpace nearly any pursuer. Its weapons could obliterate entire fleets, but Captain Voss knew that power alone was not enough. This mission required precision, patience, and courage. Every decision could decide the fate of humanity. As the warship neared the neutral sector, alien surveillance satellites flickered to life, their sensors immediately detecting the human vessel. Far across the galaxy, the news spread quickly, reaching the councils of the Zrithian Empire, the Vorenth Collective, and other powerful star nations. Alarm and disbelief rippled through the messages. No one had expected humanity to arrive with such force. The scale of the Titan-class stunned every leader, some frozen in fear, others whispering warnings of the human threat. Inside the command room, Lieutenant Kale Rin adjusted the neural link interface. The ship responded instantly to his thoughts, the AI processing his commands with perfect accuracy. A soft alert sounded. "Captain, multiple unknown vessel. Shez detected at the perimeter." The AI said calmly, its voice precise and measured. But the tension in the room was palpable. Each crew member aware that the galaxy's eyes were on them. Every decision mattered. Every moment could spark war or open the door to peace. Captain Voss leaned over the console, her hands gripping the edge. Her mind raced through countless scenarios. "Activate defensive protocols, but hold all weapons until I give the order," she commanded. Her voice carried the authority of someone who had trained for this moment all her life. Every crew member responded immediately, their movements fluid and synchronized. Years of rigorous training now coming into action. The ship hummed with controlled energy, ready to react at any second. Outside the viewports, alien warships began to appear, emerging from the dark like shadows given form. Their shapes were strange, twisting, and almost organic, completely different from human designs. They paused at the edge of the neutral sector, sensing the Titan-class warship. Neither side made the first move, a tense standoff stretching across light years. Silence filled the void, broken only by the faint hum of the Titan's engines. Each second felt like a minute, each minute like an hour. The Titan-class warship sent a soft pulse into space, a signal not of aggression but of presence. Alien sensors struggled to interpret the human code, a combination of quantum signals and a message of intent. "This is humanity. We seek first contact, not conflict, unless forced," the AI transmitted, its tone calm, precise, authoritative. Across the galaxy, alien leaders paused, unsure whether to respond with caution or hostility. Captain Voss exhaled slowly, the weight of the moment pressing on her shoulders. She had taken the first step, yet the path ahead was uncertain. The Titan-class engines thrummed, ready to pivot or retreat, if necessary, and somewhere in the void, the galaxy began to understand that humanity was no longer a quiet observer. It was a force, and the Titan-class was its herald. The ship's sensors captured every detail of the alien vessels, their movements, energy signatures, readiness for battle. Yet no weapons fired, only the silent tension of the unknown. The crew waited, eyes on every screen, hearts racing. The first contact had begun, and with it came fear, awe, and curiosity. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy had no choice but to watch. The stars reflected off the Titan's armored hull, shimmering in the distant light. A silent warning and an invitation rolled into one. Captain Voss stood straight, her eyes scanning the unknown. She knew the coming moments would define history. The galaxy held its breath as humanity made its first move. The Titan-class warship glided forward, unstoppable and unafraid. The silent arrival had begun, and nothing would ever be the same. The edge of conflict, The alien ships remained at the perimeter, their engines humming softly, each vessel a twisting silhouette against the black canvas of space. Captain Alara Voss studied the formations carefully, every movement calculated. Every signal the Titan-class received was scanned and analyzed, each flicker of energy a potential threat. The galaxy had never seen anything like this warship before, and its mere presence caused hesitation, fear, and curiosity across light years. Inside the command room, Lieutenant Kale Rin tapped his fingers on the interface, sending probes to scan alien technologies. The results were staggering. Unknown materials, shields far stronger than humanity had anticipated, and weapons designed with thought patterns rather than conventional mechanics. "Captain," Kyle said, his voice tight with concentration. "They're trying to communicate, but their signals are chaotic, impossible to decode fully." The AI attempted to translate, but even its advanced algorithms struggled to find meaning in the alien bursts. Voss leaned forward, her eyes narrowing. She knew first contact was a delicate dance. One wrong move could trigger a war that would spread across the galaxy. "Prepare a visual transmission, Kale, something peaceful but showing our strength," she ordered. The crew worked swiftly, holographic displays of the Titan-Class Warship rotating in the void, powerful but silent, its armor shimmering. Its weapons systems were visible, but inactive, a message of warning without aggression. The alien vessels paused, their shapes shifting slightly, almost as if they were observing the human display. Across millions of kilometers, signals pulsed back at the Titan, but in a pattern unfamiliar to human minds. "Captain, they're analyzing us," the AI said. "Their response is cautious, but they are unsure how to proceed." The tension aboard the Titan-class was thick, every crew member alert, ready for sudden action, yet also holding their breath. Suddenly, one alien ship accelerated, darting forward like a predator testing its prey. The Titan-class engines flared, a warning pulse emitted across space. The alien vessel slowed, hesitated, and then pulled back. The first subtle test had been met, a silent understanding forming in the void, but Captain Voss knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy did not react gently to new powers, especially when they did not understand them. "Prepare the long-range sensors," Voss said. "I want a full read on their fleet and command structure." The crew obeyed, neural links syncing with the AI, scanning every energy fluctuation, every shield frequency, every signal emitted by the alien vessels. For the first time, humanity was seeing the galaxy not as a silent observer, but as a participant, and the sheer scale of alien civilizations became clear. Thousands of ships, some massive, others almost invisible, all watching the Titan-class with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Then the AI reported an anomaly. "Captain, a signal is approaching from the central ship. It is repeating at a consistent frequency, almost deliberate." Voss studied the readout, realizing this could be the first true communication. A single message across light years, the galaxy's attempt to understand what humanity had brought. "Open a secure channel," she ordered, her fingers steady on the console. Every eye in the command room was fixed on the readout, waiting. A calm voice echoed through the Titan-class systems, deep and resonant, yet unintelligible. It was not a threat, but a greeting, unfamiliar and commanding at the same time. "They are curious. Testing us," Kyle murmured, astonished. "They are measuring our response, learning if we are friend or foe." The crew exchanged glances, the weight of the moment pressing on every shoulder. The Titan-class had arrived at the edge of conflict, and the first dance with the galaxy had begun. Voss straightened, her mind racing with possibilities. "Maintain position, Kale, and prepare a visual reply," she commanded, her voice calm but firm, the hallmark of a leader who knew the stakes. The Titan-class projected a massive holographic human symbol, glowing softly against the dark void, showing both strength and intent for peace. The alien central ship paused, observing, analyzing, a moment of fragile understanding forming in the silence. Time seemed to stretch, the stars themselves witnesses to the first real meeting of humanity with the galactic powers. No one fired a weapon, yet the tension was thicker than any battle. The Titan-class engines thrummed with contained energy, a heartbeat across the cosmos. And somewhere deep in the void, alien leaders across multiple systems realized humanity was no longer a backwater planet. It had arrived. It had power. and it would not be ignored. The first contact was fragile, balanced. Yet on the edge of curiosity and fear, humanity had shown it could reach this far, and the galaxy had watched in awe. But Captain Voss knew the real challenges were yet to come. Every choice from this point could spark war, ignite alliances, or rewrite the rules of interstellar power. The Titan class was only the beginning, and the galaxy had only just begun to feel the presence of humanity, the test of fire. The void was silent, yet every sensor on the Titan-Class Warship pulsed with life. Alien vessels moved like predators circling, their patterns unpredictable, almost like they were testing humanity. Captain Alara Voss leaned over the command console, her eyes scanning the holographic projections of the alien fleet. Each movement, each shift, was analyzed, searching for intent. The crew worked in perfect synchronization, years of training making them a single unit, ready for anything. Then the first unexpected move came. A small alien fighter darted from the edge of the formation, cutting toward the Titan class with blinding speed. It fired a pulse, a test, not fully aggressive, but enough to make the ship react. Alarms chimed softly as the Titan class deployed defensive shields, absorbing the energy without strain. The pulse barely scratched the hull, yet the message was clear. This was a warning, a challenge, a question of strength. Shields at maximum Kale, but hold fire, Voss commanded, calm but alert. We will respond only if they escalate. Her voice carried authority, steadying the crew. Every eye followed the approaching fighter, waiting to see if this was a true attack or a probe. The alien fighter circled, pausing near the hull, scanning, almost studying. Its sensors scanned the Titan class as if searching for weakness. Across the galaxy, alien fleets watched silently. Every council, every command center, debating the humans' intentions. Fear and curiosity warred inside the minds of alien leaders. Many had predicted that humanity would be weak, fragile, unprepared, but the Titan class proved otherwise. Its presence alone had shifted power, creating tension, uncertainty, and awe. Inside the Titan, the crew prepared a response, not of violence but of warning. The ship projected a defensive holographic dome, glowing faintly, showing energy and readiness. The alien fighter hesitated, moving back, scanning, clearly measuring the human reaction. Voss allowed herself a small nod. The first step had worked. Humanity's strength had been noticed, but the test was not over. More ships accelerated toward the Titan class, not fully aggressive, yet more daring than before. The AI analyzed hundreds of potential outcomes in milliseconds, recommending evasive maneuvers and visual displays. They are coordinating, Captain. Their patterns suggest a chain of command, Kale said, voice tight, excitement and tension mixing. This was no random encounter. The galaxy was testing humanity, and the Titan class had to respond perfectly. Voss turned toward the holographic display, her mind calculating probabilities and options. Prepare a controlled pulse, send it to the central ship, non-lethal, a message that we are ready but not aggressive, she ordered. The crew obeyed, channels syncing, energy building, and then releasing a controlled burst of quantum pulses toward the alien command ship. A warning without violence, a statement without aggression. The alien command ship paused, shifting its formation, responding with its own pulses, not attacks, not retreats, but an acknowledgement. A silent communication began across the void. A conversation of signals, energy pulses, and light, the Titan-class mirror. To each response, showing humanity's ability to match, to adapt, to survive. And through it all, Captain Voss understood something vital. This was not just a test of strength, but a test of will, strategy, and understanding. Suddenly, a massive alien cruiser broke formation, its size dwarfing even the Titan class. It moved forward aggressively, a clear test of boundaries. The crew tensed, weapons ready, shields flaring, yet Voss remained calm. Maintain position, Kael. Do not fire. Match its movements, but do not provoke, she said. Her voice was steady, a rock amid cosmic uncertainty. The cruiser slowed as it approached, and in a silent moment, humanity's resolve became clear. The Titan class hummed with energy, defensive systems glowing, sensors analyzing, crew hearts racing. Every alien eye across the galaxy now focused on this singular human vessel. Its presence alone was rewriting expectations, changing old assumptions about what humans could do. The first true test of fire had begun, and humanity was not backing down. As the cruiser paused inches from the Titan class, Voss allowed herself a small smile. They see us as equals now, she whispered, not to anyone in particular. But deep in the void, the galaxy had begun to realize something even more important. Humanity was no longer the quiet observer, no longer the weak world ignored in the outer rims. This was a species that could fight, adapt, survive, and perhaps dominate. The first battle had not yet begun, yet the silent exchange of power and strategy sent waves of fear, curiosity, and respect across the stars. Humanity had passed the first test. The Titan class had proven itself capable of standing among the galaxy's mightiest. And somewhere in the shadows of space, alien leaders began to reconsider everything they thought they knew about Earth. The edge of war. The stars seemed to hold their breath as the massive alien cruiser lingered near the Titan-Class Warship, its hull bristling with strange weapons and shimmering shields. Captain Alara Voss remained calm, her eyes scanning the holographic displays, every movement of the alien vessel tracked and analyzed. The crew held steady, hands ready on consoles, their minds synchronized with the ship's AI. Each heartbeat matched the hum of the engines, the tension stretching across the void like a living thing. Then the alien cruiser shifted suddenly, a pulse of energy firing toward the Titan class. Not enough to penetrate the shields, but a warning, a test. Its intent was clear. Humanity was being pushed, measured, challenged. Voss leaned forward, her voice cutting through the command room. Raise shields to full, but do not fire yet, Kale. Respond only to aggression. She knew every choice now would ripple across the galaxy. This was more than survival. This was a statement. The Titan class pulsed with energy, a warning signal sent back in precise quantum patterns. Alien sensors struggled to interpret it, but the message was unmistakable. Humanity would not retreat. Humanity would not bow. Across the void, smaller alien fighters began to dart forward, probing, testing defensive reactions. Each movement analyzed by the Titan's AI, predicting trajectories and countermeasures in real time. The first engagement of intelligence and reflex had begun. Suddenly, one of the alien fighters attempted a direct strike, firing a concentrated beam toward the Titan-class hull. Alarms screamed, energy shields flaring. The beam struck and dispersed, absorbed by the adaptive armor, leaving no damage, but it was enough to send a clear message to the humans. This is a test, Kale murmured. They want to see how we react under pressure. Voss nodded, her mind calculating. This wall, it's not a battle yet. It was a negotiation of power, conducted in silence and light. The Titan class responded, not with destruction, but with precise maneuvers, positioning itself strategically, its hull glowing with defensive energy. The alien vessels hesitated, surprised by the humans' control and poise. For the first time, the galaxy saw that humanity could match strategy with strength, timing with precision. The alien cruisers shifted, reforming their patterns, testing boundaries, each pulse, each movement a silent conversation of dominance, curiosity, and respect. Then the unexpected happened. A massive alien warship broke from the formation, moving faster than its size should have allowed. Its weapons charged, intent clear. This was the first true threat, and the crew of the Titan class felt the tension spike. Engage countermeasures, full defensive protocols, Voss commanded, her voice calm but firm. Prepare for evasive maneuvers, Kael, but do not fire unless absolutely necessary. Every crew member moved with practiced precision, the ship becoming an extension of their will. The alien warship unleashed a barrage, energy streaking toward the Titan class, the void lit with flashes of light. The Titan responded instantly, deflecting beams with energy shields, maneuvering to avoid direct hits. Yet the display was not just defense, it was a message. Humanity was ready. Humanity would endure. Humanity would strike if forced. Across light years, alien observers recorded, analyzed, and reconsidered everything they thought they knew about Earth. In the command room, the AI projected thousands of possible outcomes, all paths showing humanity as capable of surviving even against superior numbers. Voss studied them quietly, her mind choosing the best course, then gave a single order. Maintain defense, but open a narrow corridor for communication. Let them see we are rational, not reckless. The Titan class pulsed again, a controlled quantum signal weaving through the chaos, a beacon of logic in the storm of aggression. The alien cruisers paused, the smaller fighters halting mid-flight. A silent understanding began to form, not trust, not friendship, but acknowledgement. The galaxy had learned that humanity was no longer a minor player. It was a calculated force, capable of strategy, endurance, and unyielding resolve. The first real crisis had passed, though tension remained. The Titan class had proven its strength, but more importantly, it had proven humanity's mind, and in the galaxy, minds were often more dangerous than weapons. Captain Voss exhaled, her hands steady on the console. "They see us, Kael, and they respect what we can do," she said. The crew allowed themselves a brief moment of relief, yet every eye remained on the void. The battle had not begun, the war had not started, but the first lesson had been delivered. The Titan class was a symbol, a warning, a herald of humanity's arrival, and the galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. The shadow of betrayal, the silence in space was deceptive, stretching endlessly. Yet tension hummed through every sensor of the Titan-Class Warship. Captain Alara Voss studied the alien formations carefully, noticing subtle changes in patterns. Every shift, every pause, every flicker of energy seemed deliberate, as if the galaxy itself were holding a secret. The crew waited, their nerves taut for the next move, knowing that one wrong action could ignite war. Suddenly, one of the smaller alien ships veered sharply toward a distant asteroid field, its engines flaring. Leaving the formation, the AI alerted immediately. "Captain, unknown vessel moving outside expected parameters," Kael said, his voice tight, his fingers poised on the controls. Voss leaned forward, her mind racing. "Do not engage yet, Kael, but monitor it closely. There is a reason it has broken formation," she commanded. Her instincts screamed that this could be either a trap or an invitation. The alien vessel disappeared into the asteroid field, moving with impossible speed and precision. Then the unthinkable happened. A massive energy surge erupted from within the field, striking one of the alien cruisers, tearing through shields and armor in a blinding flash. The galaxy seemed to flinch at the destruction, and even the Titan-class sensors picked up the shockwaves. Yet the origin of the attack was unknown, a hidden force striking from the shadows, testing both humanity and the alien fleet simultaneously. "Identify source now," Voss commanded, her voice cutting through the tension. The crew worked frantically, neural links syncing with the AI, scanning every possibility. Every reading suggested an unknown party, cloaked in advanced stealth technology, its power rivaling entire fleets. Kael's fingers flew over the interface. "Captain, it's not any fleet we know. This is advanced, predatory, possibly a third faction operating independently." The command room went silent, understanding the danger. Humanity was now caught in a triangle of unknown forces. Voss straightened, her gaze hard. "We proceed with caution, but we will not show weakness," she said. The Titan class pulsed with energy, projecting its power silently into the void, a warning to anyone who dared to underestimate it. Meanwhile, alien ships began repositioning, defensive patterns tightening around their central vessels. The sudden attack had thrown them into panic, yet they remained cautious, unwilling to strike without understanding. The Titan class sent a controlled quantum pulse toward the asteroid field, probing for life, technology, and intent. The response was immediate, a cloaked figure moving at impossible speed, avoiding detection with precision. Its form was alien even to the galaxy's standards, a predator unseen, testing both humanity and its would-be adversaries. The stakes had shifted, the test had become a trap, and the line between friend and foe blurred in the shadows. Voss studied the readouts, every pulse, every flicker of energy. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers and full defensive readiness, Kael. This unknown force will strike again, and we must be ready." Her voice carried the calm of command, yet inside, her mind raced with calculations, possibilities, and contingencies. The crew trusted her, moving with seamless coordination, every decision deliberate, precise, necessary for survival. Then, another signal arrived from the alien fleet, trembling across the void. This time, a warning. "They fear you," Kael said, astonished. "They fear what we can do, but they also fear what is hunting them." Humanity was no longer just being tested by aliens. The Titan class now faced a challenge that threatened both human and alien ships alike. A force unknown, unseen, and deadly, testing the limits of strategy, courage, and strength. Voss nodded quietly. "Then we become the calm in the storm, the shield against chaos," she whispered. A single human warship, standing against uncertainty, standing against fear, and standing against the unknown. The Titan-class engines thrummed, ready for the next wave. Every crew member braced, understanding that humanity's first contact had evolved into a first trial, a true test of survival and power. The shadows in the void whispered secrets, the unknown force watching, learning, measuring. And through it all, the galaxy itself seemed to lean closer, watching humanity, watching the Titan-class, waiting for the next move, waiting to see if this small species from a quiet world could withstand the trials of the stars. The first contact had turned into a crucible, and humanity would either prove its worth or be lost to the void. The Titan strikes. The void seemed alive with tension, the unknown force lurking in the shadows, and the alien fleets circling warily. Captain Ilara Voss stood at the command console, her eyes sharp, her mind calculating every possibility. Humanity had been tested, measured, and pushed to the edge. Now it was time to show that the Titan-class was not just a weapon, but a force of will, intelligence, and strategy. Kyle, initiate long-range scans of the asteroid field and the cloaked presence, she commanded, her voice calm, carrying authority across the hum of the ship. The AI responded instantly, analyzing quantum signatures, energy fluctuations, and gravitational distortions. Patterns began to emerge, revealing the paths of the hidden predator. It was clever, faster than anything humanity had encountered, yet its patterns were not perfect, leaving small traces of predictability. Voss's lips curved in a faint smile. "We do not chase blindly," she said. "We strike with purpose." The Titan-class engines flared, propelling the massive ship toward a tactical position, its trajectory calculated to intercept without overextending. Across the void, alien fleets watched, uncertain whether humanity would attack or continue to hold. Their signals flickered with unease, realizing that humans were not reacting recklessly, but thinking strategically. The cloaked predator moved again, striking at an alien cruiser with precision. Its attack was deadly, but the Titan-class anticipated its path, firing controlled pulses, not lethal, but designed to force it out of hiding. The pulses illuminated the shadow briefly, revealing a vessel unlike any the galaxy had seen. Sleek, angular, and bristling with weapons far beyond conventional design, its speed was astonishing, yet it faltered under the Titan's calculated interference. "Captain, targeting pattern stable. We can predict its next move," Kyle said, his excitement barely contained. The crew adjusted their positioning, deploying defensive drones and shield enhancers, creating a web of energy to control the battle. E-field, this was more than defense, it was containment, a dance of power and intellect across the stars. Voss nodded. "Now engage full display protocol," she ordered. The Titan-class emitted a pulse of light and quantum energy, a statement of human ingenuity and resolve. It was both warning and declaration, a message the alien predator could not ignore, and the alien fleets understood immediately. Humanity was here, not as prey, not as a minor player, but as a force to reckon with. The cloaked predator hesitated, caught in the web of pulses, its movements constrained. For the first time, humanity's presence was more than symbolic. It was decisive, dominant, and precise, yet Voss knew better than to underestimate it. This was a battle of minds and reflexes, not just firepower. Every second was a test of strategy, and one mistake could mean destruction. Then, with almost theatrical precision, the Titan-class pivoted, releasing a series of controlled energy bursts toward the asteroid field, forcing the hidden predator into the open. Its cloaking technology strained under the human pulses, revealing its silhouette to all. Alien leaders across the galaxy watched in awe, fear, and disbelief. For the first time, they saw a human warship not just surviving, but commanding the battlefield. "Prepare for interception," Voss commanded, her voice steady. "We do not destroy unless necessary, but we will control this encounter." The Titan-class surged forward, engines blazing, defensive systems shimmering, every maneuver exact, every response calculated. The hidden vessel could not escape. Caught between humanity's precision and the alien fleet's hesitance, a single, resonant pulse from the Titan-class struck the predator, not lethal, but immobilizing. Its energy dampened, systems slowed, leaving it exposed. The alien fleets paused, observing, realizing that humanity had turned the tables without firing a single deadly shot. The first real victory was psychological, a demonstration, and of intellect, coordination, and sheer resolve. Voss allowed herself a brief smile, but she did not relax. "Hold position," Maintain shields, Kyle. This is not over, she warned. The Titan-Class remained vigilant, a beacon of human ingenuity and courage. The galaxy had witnessed the arrival, the first tests, and now the bold assertion of humanity's place among the stars. Yet even in victory, questions lingered. The unknown force still existed, waiting, watching, testing, and the final reckoning had yet to come. The void seemed to whisper a warning, but humanity had already spoken. The Titan-Class had struck, not with destruction, but with power, precision, and resolve. The galaxy could no longer ignore Earth, and Captain Voss knew that the climax of this encounter was near, humanity's triumph. The void of space stretched endlessly, silent yet charged with tension. Captain Alara Voss stood at the command console, her eyes sharp, her mind focused. The Titan-Class Warship had faced tests, traps, and the unknown. But now the moment of reckoning had arrived. Across light years, alien fleets watched in fear and awe, every council and command center aware that humanity was no longer a minor presence. It was a force of reckoning. The hidden predator, finally revealed, lurked near the asteroid field, its systems strained under humanity's calculated control. Smaller alien vessels hovered uncertainly, hesitant to act. Their leaders whispered warnings and debated whether to continue the standoff or retreat. Yet Voss knew this was the moment to assert humanity's place in the galaxy, not with reckless force, but with precision and authority. Kyle, initiate the full quantum display, but focus on containment, not destruction, she ordered, her voice calm, carrying the certainty of command. The Titan-Class pulsed, sending a network of quantum energy ripples across the void. Each pulse carefully calibrated to immobilize the predator without causing unnecessary damage, its cloaking. Technology strained, shields flickering, systems slowing, trapped in the invisible web of human strategy. Alien fleets flinched, realizing that humanity had mastered not just technology, but tactics, intellect, and timing. Across the void, the unknown force attempted one last desperate maneuver, darting toward the Titan-Class with blinding speed, energy streaking, weapons flashing, intent unmistakable. But humanity was ready, every move predicted, every counter measured, every system of the Titan-Class responding in perfect synchronization. A single, focused pulse struck the predator, its energy dissipating, its movement halted, immobilized yet unharmed. The alien fleets exhaled silently, astonished, unsure whether to approach or withdraw. The first real display of human dominance had occurred, not through raw firepower, but through superior strategy, timing, and resolve. Captain Voss allowed herself a small nod, the first smile since the encounter began. "Send a message across the fleets," she commanded, her fingers steady on the console. "Humanity has arrived, and we will defend ourselves if needed, but we seek understanding first." The AI transmitted the message in perfect quantum code, visible to every vessel in the sector. Across the galaxy, alien leaders paused, analyzing the human declaration. Some with fear, others with respect, and a few with curiosity about the quiet strength they had just witnessed. The Titan-Class engines hummed, a low, resonant pulse that seemed to echo across the stars, its massive hull glinting in the light of distant suns, a symbol of human ingenuity, endurance, and unyielding spirit. The unknown predator remained immobilized, yet calm, as if acknowledging the intelligence and resolve that had bested it. Humanity had proven it could survive, adapt, and dominate without unleashing destruction, a lesson the galaxy would not soon forge. Captain Voss exhaled, her hands steady on the console. "Prepare for long-range sensors and diplomacy protocols, Kale. We have shown strength, now we must show wisdom," she said. The crew moved swiftly, deploying signals of peace, messages of intent, and readiness for dialogue. The Titan-Class had not just won a battle, it had earned recognition, respect, and a place in the interstellar balance. The alien fleets slowly began to realign, no longer in aggressive postures but cautious, wary, and observant. Across the void, humanity's presence was now undeniable, its power, intellect, and courage broadcast across light years. The Titan-Class had struck, not with anger, but with clarity, precision, and the quiet dominance of a species unwilling to be ignored. As the asteroid field settled into calm, the predator powered down temporarily, a silent acknowledgement, a sign that humanity's first contact was complete. The galaxy had watched, learned, and finally understood. The Titan-Class Warship glided through space, engines steady, shields shimmering, and Captain Voss allowed herself to feel the weight of the moment. Humanity had arrived, unafraid, unbroken, and undeniable. And somewhere across the stars, whispers spread, legends began, and the galaxy would never again underestimate the people of Earth. The Titan class had made first contact. The galaxy had watched in fear, and humanity had triumphed, not through chaos, but through brilliance, strategy, and resolve. The first chapter of humanity among the stars had ended, but its story had only just begun.